I know it's been a bit since my last video, but there just wasn't too much going on in the Wiz community that I wanted to cover. And recently they dropped a newsletter with some teasers for the upcoming test drum. So I'm coming back to record and go over some of the stuff with that. But otherwise, I'm kind of just waiting for test drum to actually come out, and then I'll be covering whatever's new in the actual test drum itself. But they did release a newsletter for March. And in that newsletter, they went ahead and gave us a teaser for the upcoming test drum. So let's take a look at that quick. So in the first section here, Rate My Stitch First Look, they have a teaser picture for this Rate My Stitch feature that we already kind of knew about. This was teased a long time ago. I actually had this in my Wiz in 2023 video because they already kind of announced it, teased it, but now we have an actual picture of it. And it's in the exact spot that I was, looking at in game. And this is where the loyalty store vendor is, in front of the dye shop. Don't know if they're going to move him somewhere. Seems like they would have to if they're going to put this new Peacock NPC in basically the same area. But we'll see. So this is the new vendor that they're going to be adding for the Rate My Stitch. So they say that they teased this on the first KI Live of the year. And now they're giving us a new screenshot of this. And basically you'll be able to show off your stitches to other people. And I think people will also be able to vote on it. They also said that it's going to be an event, because they say Rate My Stitch will be a new event that allows you to show off your passion for fashion. So usually the events are under that event tab that's in the top left of the screen. And if they have a NPC that goes along with this, I'm not really sure if the Rate My Stitch is going to be going on all the time then. If it's an event, will this NPC always be here? Don't really know, but yeah, this is one of the new features, and I hope it's not the main feature, because we're going to get into this other part. But if this is the main feature that they're showing, then the spring test drum is not looking that good, especially if this feature is not in it, the hard mode feature. So currently right now on the newsletter, it says, not only will this new event be in the upcoming test drum very soon, but there will be another feature that everyone has been expecting. Let's just say if you want harder content, you'll get the choice. That's it. That's all they say about that. But this has been under a lot of scrutiny from people, and there's been a lot of confusion surrounding this statement. So first off, they say test drum really soon, very soon. I don't really know if they're going to release it. Like, very soon to me means next week. Like, very soon means the next upcoming week you're going to release it. I don't know if that's going to happen because, one, it doesn't even seem like KI knows what's going to be in this test drum, because they've been going back and forth on some of these features that they're going to release in it. But also, we've seen test drums for the spring come out in April more often than not. Is this going to be a March test drum release? Don't really know, but this gives me an indication that it will be. So we will just have to wait and see on that one. But yeah, usually test drums are in April. That's why when I take time off during the beginning of the year, because there's not much going on for Wiz, I usually take off like January through March, because March doesn't really have too much, maybe a little bit of teasers, but this seems kind of early for them to say very soon, unless it's coming out actually in the next few weeks. So what was interesting about this statement is they actually changed it. One of the developers in a Discord said that this feature is not actually going to be in test drum, and that they don't know why this was put in the newsletter, basically saying that it's misleading. They then changed this to say that they say the same thing. Not only will this new event be in the upcoming test drum, but there'll be another feature that everyone has been expecting. And then they put in parentheses, due to the misunderstanding of what we teased here, we've removed the details until they can be more thoroughly explained in the update notes. Okay, but what's funny about that statement, about the changing of this statement, is they just removed this sentence. This isn't really that much details. Like, they're trying to be vague here because it's a teaser, but I don't know why they think that removing this line would would change anything, because you're still saying that there will be another feature. And I'm not even trying to read into this too closely, if you literally say there's going to be another feature, then guess what? When test room comes around, I'm going to expect another feature, and I'm going to expect it to be harder content. Unless they're saying that, oh, there's going to be another feature, but it's not harder content. It's actually something else. I don't even know why they would say that. Like, why intentionally would they try to be confusing like this? It's just kind of funny. So they removed that again, and they changed it back to what it is right now. They changed it back to the original wording. I honestly feel like the community managers or whoever's writing this, the the KingsIsle's community manager team doesn't really know what's going on, and they don't even really know what's in test room. And they originally released this, and then they had to get confirmation from the devs. But I guess they're keeping it in because maybe a different dev has been working on this, and they're like, oh yeah, I've actually been, finishing that up. It's just not in in the current build or something. So seems to me, with this wording and how it is, that this is going to be in the test ROM coming up, and that they just got confused, which led to the community being confused because we can only go off of what they say. So I'm gonna go back into the game here. But yeah, that's just funny that it even that even happened, because they need to get the story straight before they release this stuff to the public, because once it's in the newsletter, people are gonna see that and they're gonna expect things. I'm not gonna lie, when I saw that statement, I was getting pretty excited for this test room. I was like, okay, new hard mode. If you guys remember back when I made that rematch video for all the bosses in Arc 1, that was basically the first taste of this new hard mode that we could be getting. Because in that, you can rematch certain bosses, and they're obviously more difficult. They're for higher level wizards, and that was really fun. That video actually did really well. People loved that video. I did it with just 2 wizards, and I was able to complete it. So I'm hoping the hard mode is the same, where I don't have to have a full team of 4 wizards, because sometimes it's fun just to like try to do things either solo. Like, there's a lot of people in the game that like to do things solo, or with just like 2 or 3 wizards, not full team. But yeah, hard mode is, I want to say, confirmed, judging by the change to the newsletter back to the original wording. So I would say they're going to release something involving hard mode. Maybe it's not going to be completed. Maybe they're only going to release a few of the hard mode fights. But even then, I mean, maybe they're going to give some type of introduction. They could do an introductory quest into it. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, I would expect it next test round if they're going to be talking about it like this, and saying in the newsletter that it's going to be coming out. So I hope it's kind of similar to the rematches. Basically, what I'm guessing, we could go over to like a sigil. I originally went over to Rattlebones and tried to show that as an example of a boss, but there's no sigil there. I forgot that there's no sigils in front of the Unicorn Way boss fights. I don't even have membership, so I can't really go to the other areas, but Falgaze is a classic. So here is Falgaze, and basically what I'm guessing for the hard mode is, if you're a certain level, maybe even if you've done a certain quest to unlock this, you're going to get another button here that says hard mode. Instead of team up, or team up's still going to be there, but there's going to be a hard mode option. I don't know if they would do a team up for hard mode. That doesn't really make sense. Maybe they could, but we'll have to see if they actually implement something like that. But there's going to be a hard mode option, and you click that, and then maybe it either scales to your level like the gauntlets do, or you're able to pick your level. Maybe you can actually pick the difficulty where they have like different levels. We'll have to see, but that is my guess as to what they're going to be doing. And then you do that, and there's different rewards depending on the tier of difficulty. I hope the rewards are good, but regardless, it's still a challenging fight for players that do it. Is it going to be the hardest content in the game? I don't really know. Like, they don't need to make it over the top difficult, because I don't like fights where, to make it more difficult, they just make the fight more annoying. There's a ton of fights like that in this game where the fight is just overly annoying. One of them in particular that sticks out to me is the Trident, the end of Imperia. That fight is so annoying, mostly just because of bugs and stuff, where it just glitches and you get stuck in a loop and you just are sitting there waiting. I don't like when fights are more annoying to basically be difficult. I hope they don't do that, but yeah, I'm interested to see what happens. I'm interested to see how difficult they make it, which bosses they pick. Are they going to pick Malister again? I don't know. We fought Malister so many times that we've had the Malister rematch. How many times do we have to fight Malister? They could definitely go and pick other bosses that they haven't done before, that we haven't fought multiple times for this hard mode. I don't think it's going to be every single boss fight. Like, that's just way too many. There's definitely going to be select few that they pick, and maybe they can expand on it as time goes on. So that is going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll just be waiting for new test room news and updates. If test room actually comes out in March, then I'll be covering it, and we'll check out hard mode for ourselves if there's actually some fights that we can do. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like on it. Definitely subscribe for more Wizard videos in the future. Hope you guys enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you all next time.